they competed well. You know, and they had teams kind of divided, the vets versus the freshmen today, and so it was competitive. And our freshmen are getting better. It's just the mental part. It's just every day is a challenge.
Is it about this point in the season normally that everybody starts to somewhat pick it up after 10, 12, 15?
Well, I think you know, you go through ebbs and flows when you have this many practices before your first game. As you get closer to the game and guys can see it and sense it, I think they get a little more dialed in. Again, it shouldn't be that way. It's just, you know, as a coach, I talk to these guys a lot. We fight human nature as a coach. We fight it. And so part of human nature is, you know, the game's 3 days away. We don't have to worry about it. I want to use every practice as an opportunity to get better. Sometimes our players, you know, we forget sometimes. They're going to school, they're going to study hall, they're taking tests. You know, they got family situations and issues, and they got things off the court in their lives. So, you know, you forget sometimes, you know, as a coach, this is my most important 2 to 3 hours of the day. But for them, it's just another 2 to 3 hours of the day. I want it to be their most important, but in actuality, it is, and the school's more important.
2 weeks away from tip-off against Baylor.
Yep.
Where did the time go from the first practice?
Yeah, it moves quick. There's no question. And our guys, again, they can sense it. And they're anxious for it. And I think they're happy about the challenge ahead of them.
In talking to Rodney 2 days ago, I believe it was, he said that you thought one of your weaknesses as a coach was managing your assistant coaches, but he thought it was one of your strengths. I'm interested to see.
It's nice of him to say that. I just sometimes I always told myself when I was an assistant coach, if I ever become a head coach, I want to still think like an assistant and try ways to work like an assistant. And sometimes as an assistant, you know, you're dialed into the team you're coaching that day, the guys that you're recruiting, the scout that you have, and you get a little bit of tunnel vision. As a head coach, you can't have tunnel vision. You've got to have big picture vision for the whole program. And I think what I meant by that comment was just the fact that sometimes I still get dialed in to what is important to me that day. And I don't think I manage our guys maybe as well as I should, as well as I could. I'm not saying I do a bad job, but I can always do a better job in terms of giving them more responsibility, making them more accountable, and so I've always been one of those guys who's been hardest on myself. That's just my nature, and I'm hard on our players when I feel like I have to be. So I want to get better as a coach, as a head coach, and that's an area that I think I can improve.
With your assistants, you've talked various times about each one of them and their futures.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe as a head coach at some point. Yeah. How have you seen these guys grow in 4 years?
I've seen unbelievable growth. You know, you mentioned Coach Billups. I mean, he's grown. You watch him on the floor now relative to where he was 3 years ago. He's much more vocal. He's engaged. He's coaching. You know, in that first year, maybe the first year or two, he's kind of tried to check me out because he hasn't been around me. He doesn't know me. He's trying to figure out terminology and what I like, what I don't like, what I expect, what I don't expect. And so, but now you can tell it's year 4, and he's feeling more comfortable. So he's growing as a coach. And, Coach Prelo, you know, I've said many times, he's ready to be a head coach. He's terrific. He does an unbelievable job, holding our guys accountable and coaching them. Coach Roan, he's a head coach, ready. Both those guys are ready to be head coaches. Coach Carney, who just joined us, you know, has a lot of experience. 20, almost 29, maybe 30 years now. As a basketball coach, he's been a head coach. So I think I got 3 assistants that are capable of being head coaches down the road. Again, Coach Rowan and Coach Prelo have been with me for a long time. We've been together for a long time. Coach Phillips is right in that category now. You know, 4 years is an eternity in college coaching. Yeah. So I've got a great staff.
With Prelo, correct me, did he have the associate head coach title last year?
No, he just had it this year. And again, that, you know, his day-to-day responsibilities haven't changed. I want all our coaches to be like our players. I don't want specialists. I don't want guys guys that are just recruiters or just coaches, or just workout guys. I want to try to develop our coaches so that they are head coaches someday. And so, Coach Billow's title of associate head coach hopefully can help him land that first head coaching job, which is what he aspires to, and we want that to happen. The more we can have success, the better chance of that happening. And I want the same thing for Coach Rowan, the same thing for Coach Brillo.
Yesterday you referenced that this was somewhat of a first for coaching the younger guys, and you're going through a lot of new learning processes. Are you finding it fun? Is it something that is different from
we went through it last year. Right. Last year it was like two teams, because we had 6 freshmen last year. We ended up redshirting 2 of them. But last year was the same deal, especially getting ready for a European trip. We had 6 freshmen. It was all new to them. We had veterans that had been here before and been there, done that. So, and now we've got, again, we've got about 6 veterans who've played and know what it's about, 7 actually. And then we've got 6 freshmen who haven't. Now, I consider Wesley Gordon and Chris Jenkins returning players, but the bottom line is they haven't played many yet. So they're still freshmen in the sense of facing that Division I competition. But they should be further along than 4 true freshmen.
Seems like Xavier Talton really had a great day today to start the